Hi, my name is Sylvie and this is my research presentation. I will not be talking about everything that I found on my research, but I will be giving a slightly detailed overview of everything that I found. Social media apps stimulate the brain to behave in an extremely unhealthy way. You may know this or have this experience in your life, or you may not, so I'm here to tell you why. These are the reasons why social media stimulates the brain to function in an abnormal way. This is due to dopamine levels rising and crashing, sleep duration, FOMO, a decrease in personal identity, and a shorter and shorter attention span. First, let's talk about dopamine. You may be wondering, how can dopamine affect me? What is dopamine, and how can it come from my phone? Dopamine is a compound within the body that acts as a neurotransmitter. It is also a precursor of epinephrine in your body. I have trouble pronouncing that, but we'll skip over that. A Harvard University researcher by the name of Trevor Haynes once stated, when you get a social media notification, your brain sends a chemical messenger called dopamine along a reward pathway which makes you feel good. Dopamine is associated with food, exercise, love, sex, gambling, drugs, and now social media. That's crazy. That dopamine can make you feel a certain way, and so that's why it is addictive to your body. That is why people are so fed up in social media and their phones. Now let's talk about sleep duration. The blue light from your phone keeps your brain active, and then it does not allow your brain to rest or allow you to sleep at night. This can cause depression because you're always tired, and it just makes your brain more and more exhausted every single day. Dr. Brias is a clinical psychologist, and he said, people who scroll through social media on electronic devices in the hours leading up to bedtime or at night may encounter a range of sleep problems due to light exposure. Later on in the article, he also says, in response to light, including blue light, your body suppresses melatonin production. This is why blue light exposure from your before bed makes it more difficult to fall asleep. When melatonin is extracted from your body before bed, it makes it really hard for you to fall asleep and get the rest that you need. You need rest for your brain to rejuvenate, your body to rejuvenate, so you can be happy and live a full life. And so when you're always on social media and it's addictive even before bed, it makes it really hard for your body to rest. The next thing is FOMO. FOMO stands for fear of missing out. When you're on your phone and you're seeing that all your friends are posting all this different stuff of, oh, hey, we're over here. Look what we're doing. It makes it really easy for you to overthink about the fact that you could be missing out on what they're doing. That is so unrealistic because you cannot be everywhere at once. That's just an unrealistic thing, and you'll never be able to accomplish that. So that is how social media gives you FOMO, and then it makes your brain overthink about all this stuff that you could be missing out on. Next, let's talk about how social media decreases confidence in one's personal identity. Michael Davis says the vast majority of young people like using social media platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, YouTube, and Vine. Teenagers often fail to recognize the magnitude of the effect that it has on their sense of self-worth. Teenagers are preoccupied in the number of likes, following, and retweets they may accumulate on social media networking platforms of today, despite the fact that none of these metrics are meaningful in and of themselves. People create a false identity that they need to be or look like somebody else, when really they just need to be themselves. So social media makes for a huge platform for people to compare themselves to others and make them think that they are less than and they are not good enough, and it just causes so many bad things. In conclusion, I'm sure you can see how all those things are super unhealthy for your body, and it's really just not good for your brain to have to go through those things. So let's bring awareness to this. Let's maybe start some self-control things. Start some self-control for yourself. You can encourage your friends, so then you spend less time on your phone, and you can be infatuated in real life instead of infatuated in your phone. So that is how social media stimulates the brain to function in an unhealthy way through things like FOMO, decrease in personal identity, sleep duration, dopamine, all of those things, attention span. It's awful, so let's bring awareness to this.